Hello, beautiful people listening and watching wherever you are. This is Emmanuel once again, and here with me in the studio are
Luani Femi
and Bolu.
Okay, so I always feel like I need to comment on your intro, but let's leave that. But also behind the scenes with us here are our two wonderful ladies, Onome and Gracious. So they're saying hi, even though you can't see them. But yeah, been wonderful so far, so good, and they've been with us from when we started the video experiments. It's been an interesting experiment, and I'm sure there are lots of things you guys have to give feedback to us for. I got one tough feedback on, was it Wednesday night? Yes, it was on Wednesday night. No,
that's what
on Tuesday night. But I'm not going to say it on air. I'm going to tell them after after this. But yeah, it's been an interesting one this week. It's all about Twitter drama. It always seems like Elon Musk is making its way to our podcast every other week or every other day, actually. But yeah, so many things going on. Meta laid off the greatest layoff in history. I think that can be a headline. Yes. So the greatest layoff in tech history. The largest layoff in tech history. Meta. Then we're also going to be talking about Telegram and Instagram. We'll just give it that a mention. Then Jumia. Okay, yeah, Jumia. Some interesting things are going on with Jumia. But wait, watch to the end or listen to the end of this episode to get some of the latest gists in the Twitter space. Like it's really, really awesome. And of course, we'll be addressing some of your comments at the end of this episode. So please look alive, guys. Look alive. Britain. I'm stealing a playbook from someone. But yeah, Britain.
I do want to talk.
Okay, so yeah, this week we heard that Jumia is pushing towards profitability once again. What do you have any info for us there?
In a way, I want to say, because of the Nigeria sense that it means that these people sitting down on the profitability. But the news that we got was that co-founders, co-CEOs, that's Jeremy and Sacha, left. They left their post. We didn't know whether they were told to leave or advised to leave, but all we know is that they stepped down from their roles as co-CEO. I decided to ignore or try to pretend they don't have surnames because I don't want to murder anybody's name, but Jeremy and Sacha.
Jeremy, Hodara, Sacha, Pong, your neck. Sorry.
Thank you very much. You see, I refuse to fall into that trap.
No, that's what I said, do. Please do. Please, but yeah, those guys, they have wonderful names.
Those two guys, they stepped down from being co-CEOs in Jumia. And the announcement also showed that two other people who have been in the system for a while will take up their positions while as acting. They will act in their positions while they look for a new CEO. Meanwhile, the reason for leaving, right, is Emmanuel.
Why are you counting your words?
I need to be sure.
The reason for leaving. Give us the gist.
Please. I'm not hot today. I'm cold.
AC is on 30. What are you talking about?
Cold is related. Why are we digressing?
Okay.
Anyways, the new acting CEO and the vice president, that is Dufe and Milet Mazire. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. The reason this one should be taking up the position for now is to reduce operating loss and set the business on a clear path to profitability through stronger cost discipline, targeted monetization initiatives, and a more simplified and efficient organization. In a way, this, if I'm reading this right, is trying to say those that step down are inefficient, were inefficient in these roles. They've not been leading them to profitability. I know Emmanuel can speak well about how Jumia has been struggling for a long time to break even, talk less of making profit.
Yeah. So to that point, right? I mean, I will always remember Sacha for he came to Techpoint in 2019 with what is that? He's a basketballer. Iguodala.
Iguodala. Okay.
Yes, so he came to Techpoint with Iguodala and talked about the Nigerian tech scene or the startup space. So, and I've been interested in Jumia's activities over the years, but my main concern has always been the viability of
e-commerce,
their model. So e-commerce as practiced with their model. So there are different ways people are trying to rethink e-commerce. There's the Copier Global. There's this guy's Soko Watch. There's Market. No. Why am I saying Market Force? Sorry. Soko Watch. There's Trade Depot. Yes, Trade Depot. They are approaching e-commerce from different ways, and investors are taking huge bets on them. But Jumia's model has always been a little bit questionable, right? They wanted to build the Amazon of Africa, and sometime in 2020 they shut down most of their markets
in the African countries. So they said they were trying to cut down costs and move towards profitability, right? Then they reduced advertising, they reduced a lot of freebies, they reduced their marketing spend generally, and their losses reduced. But what they didn't emphasize to the public in their annual reports or their quarterly report was, as the losses also reduced, their revenue also reduced. So it makes sense that if your revenue was not that much, they lost corresponding. Then after some time, I think around that time, their stock prices started falling. In 2020, it was rising because of the pandemic. There was this huge online shopping and e-commerce,
and this whole boom that we're talking about. We're going to address it with Meta, with Zuckerberg's letter to his employees. I think we're going to address this because there was this boom that happened with COVID-19, and many companies rushed to bet. They thought, okay, people are coming online, even after COVID, people will stay online, but it didn't happen. If I don't order Jumia food, if I don't have to, like if I can, at least I sit in the office all day. I even see it as an opportunity to trek and stroll to the restaurants to go and buy my food and eat. So, contrary to what people were saying during COVID, the restaurant business is not going anywhere anytime soon. But for Jumia, that was what was happening. When they decided that, okay, maybe this strategy is not working, let's start spending again. Of course, the losses
spiked again.
But
more revenue because we are doing free delivery and stuff.
Yes, so far so good. I think Jumia really stepped up their game this year. The orders
and the customer service,
both on the main Jumia platform and Jumia food. Like, I remember ordering something from a restaurant. They didn't put meat. They apologized. I called them. This is what happened. They apologized and they gave me a voucher. What the amount of the supposed meat. Then another one, Jumia food. That one, it was two of us at Civic Center. The other Jumia food, they didn't put drink or chicken.
Yeah, something like that. Or was it even spoon?
So, but yeah, all those things happened, and Jumia was quick to respond. So
it's getting better, but I hope the new guys. The guys that are coming, the next set of because they said this is not the last thing that we'll see, that they will do some changes to senior management. That some people are probably still going to leave, and I'm looking at the expectation on the people that are coming, because e-commerce is in Africa.
It's the ghetto.
It is. So it's not as if somebody actually has the playbook for it, right? The OG commerce guy in Nigeria, which was that we were talking about, Olumide, and one of the e-commerce OGs in Nigeria. He has tried different models. The one that he tried recently.
The one he tried recently was interesting.
Yes, I knew you were very happy about it when he first announced it in 2021.
Yeah, cloud commerce.
No, before it became cloud commerce.
PayPeka.
Yes, the idea was great, but then it's still the ghetto. So we're having our fingers crossed to those that are coming to take this guy's place, because
so I think what will just happen is will just be some kind of out of the box thinking. to break this cycle of profitability, loss, revenue, profitability, loss, revenue. That cycle of, stop, cut costs. Okay, your revenue drops, profits reduces. So start spending more to get more revenue.
Increases,
Your
losses increases.
So it's losses on every order that you receive from Jumia. Jumia is making at least £5 or €5 loss.
That's crazy.
Each order, at least.
That's a lot.
I think they're just betting on when e-commerce will be
the last
great
time I
in
checked.
Africa.
Last time I checked, it could be lower than that by now, but I sincerely doubt that.
Yeah, but you have to still give it to them. So they are still sticking by their model.
Yeah, it's important, and at least Conga is still functioning. I need to.
Are they function? Coming from somebody that just saw Shaggy from them recently.
Oh, okay. Something happened with Conga. Okay. Story for another day. No problem. So talking about people coming online and that e-commerce boom not sticking. Meta just laid off 11,000 employees.
Well, when the what's it called? The information got out, I think late last week, that this week that there will be massive layout in Meta. The apprehension was high, right? Who is going? But then when you hear 11,000, it's almost impossible for somebody not to get caught. Maybe somebody online, somebody in your this thing that is working with Meta. And we should not forget that Meta is not just Facebook. We have Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp. I think aside from their social media platforms, they also have other companies.
Meta Quest, the VR.
Yeah, exactly. So this cuts across.
Metaverse, sorry, but Metaverse, continue, please.
So this cuts across the whole Meta workforce, which is about like 87,000 workers, but 11,000 of them.
So like 13%.
Yes.
How did they pick the 11? Is it that they use the algorithm to decide who they are laying off?
Yes, who knows?
Pick 11,000.
Because so if you want to look at how companies decide to lay off, as we discussed in one of the articles that I wrote about layoffs, there are a lot of, for a mass layoff like this, you just look at is there a section that is not necessary again? You just consider it as a whole from head to down.
I saw someone working with Meta Quest. She and her team, the entire team, they were laid off.
Yes.
The guys with the VR and the AR guys. I'm like, what the heck is going on?
Yes. Then people that joined maybe recently, 6 months, 3 months, automatically you just look at your ledger. Where is the list of how workers joined? Maybe there is a list of sheets. Just that people that just joined Meta recently, just from this line downwards, off, you get. But I'm just like what warmed my heart is the fact that this was done properly. Unlike
properly
like that.
To an extent, because there's no layoff can never be nice. Nobody hears about layoff and says look at the positive side. There's never a positive side to layoff. Maybe there is, but none that you will see at the point you are getting laid off. But it depends on how the owner of the business approaches it. Like, you have to be humane when you are doing that kind of thing. You have to provide support in a way. It's not even about severance. There's something on the list that part of the speech that Mark gave following the layoff, that he will make provision for support so that those people can have access to people that they can speak with to help them go through this phase successfully, and even include them in like a database of when another company is looking for workers, like you put Meta's employees on that list, ex-employees on that list, and they'll be the first set of people to be considered. That is like you are giving them something to fall back on. Aside from the how many months? Is it 16 months? I'm trying to confirm.
I think 6 months healthcare coverage.
No, I'm talking about of their pay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, pay.
Yes, it's Gracious did not add it.
Ouch.
But it's more than 10 months. I think it's more than a year.
Wow. What of pay?
Yes. I should confirm that.
Okay.
I read it in the speech yesterday, and it was like, no, this is humane, right? Even when you want to look at how awful it is that you are losing your job, right? Yes, 16. Okay, it's not months. It's 16 weeks.
Okay.
So it's not months. It's 16 weeks of base pay plus 2 additional weeks for every year of service with no cap. Like if you've worked in Meta for 10 years now, that is, you are collecting 20, that is extra 20 months.
Weeks.
Oh, 20 weeks. Why am I saying months?
Weeks, please.
Weeks, yes. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Weeks, sorry now. I thought I saw months, right? That is 20 extra weeks that that is 20 weeks is like 5 months. 5 months salary.
Yeah.
Plus the 4 months salary they are supposed to get. That is if you've spent 10 years and there's no cap to it. So you are getting enough to make you stable at least for the first 1 or 2 months, and then your name is even on a wait list. Yeah. That will be considered when there's a job opening.
That's really thoughtful.
Right?
There's health
so,
coverage.
Exactly. And people that I went to that are maybe in US with a working visa, you get. That is because we are working with Facebook. You have time to. They even open an opportunity for you to consult with somebody that knows about this visa thing, so that they can help you to transition properly. So this is humane. Nobody is saying they should not lay off. Even Stripe, this kind of thing.
We've heard they are humane, but this is my issue, right? It's in the first place for you to need to lay off. Like,
you have too many.
All I'm hearing is Meta overindulging hiring.
Yes. So
even when
I'm not trying to make a case for them, but business owners, they take chances at some point. They make decisions.
So here I know, but hear me out. The lady that was laid off the MetaQuest team, she was sold a vision for the AR and VR headsets, which she ran with, and she started chasing. And when it was time to cut staff, she and the entire team was laid off. Like, it didn't. So yes, it's humane.
Sad.
Give me this.
It's sad.
Still,
I think the thing is,
companies come up with ideas.
Exactly.
Like there are ideas that have come and you've tried it for maybe 3 months. Like, no, this is not fly, and you are cutting it off.
Yeah, why not let me know so that I can change department?
No, that is it now.
it's not as if they will know now.
Even the business owner,
they don't always
people
know.
that make projection, right? For instance, people that make projection for e-commerce or how much people spend online, then it's not as if they did not look at their papers, right? They just felt that the kind of frequency that people are coming online to get stuff now, if it continues like this, people will make it an habit. It's not as if people will continue to stay at home, but it will become an habit and they will continue in that way. They projected. It's not as if they knew what is going to happen. Same with this, right? Although there's the question about them still holding on to the Meta part, which is what is like carrying the whole money.
Okay, you want to say something?
No, when you say holding on to the Meta part, like, is it that they are letting
the metaverse? No, it's this cost that they are cutting like this. How much of it is getting to the metaverse project?
I think a lot, actually.
Oh, they are cutting back on the metaverse.
No, they are not.
No, that's what I'm trying to say. They want to reduce spend in other parts so that they can
focus on the metaverse.
Exactly.
Okay,
that's
now,
the thing I'm talking about.
Now, hear me out, right? They want to focus on the metaverse. They've already spent over $9 billion on the metaverse. So
it's a good luck.
Wait now. Now they've already sold this metaverse vision to one hapless team lead or program manager, product manager, or software engineers. And what if 2 years down the line the metaverse does not become a viable business?
It's off, no.
So you want to tell me they are going to clear off that entire metaverse team? So, just imagine the CEO sold the vision to you and he said, "This is the future. Let's run with it," and you are running with it. Then
it still doesn't change the fact that you tried things. It's not as if it was sure.
I think it's what we see with entrepreneurship and businesses. you might see something today and it's like, this is the future. Sell it to people and they believe it. We've seen businesses, VCs that sink millions, hundreds of millions of dollars.
That's even another story.
See,
So
let me say this part
your
of his
vision
speech.
might later come out to be a bust
ruse.
or a ruse.
Or an illusion.
See, let me
Exactly.
this
can't blame anyone
this
for
is the
that.
part of the
I can't know,
conversation.
but let's go
This
there.
is part of his speech that so he said we've shifted more of our resources onto a smaller number of high priority growth rates, like our AI discovery engine,
So
our
that AI
ads, our business platforms, and our long-term vision for the metaverse. So he's trying to say that, people are saying that they should have focused on the social media part and probably put more money on getting the ads together so that it can bring money, instead of putting a lot of money on what you are not even sure is
No,
is
I
working
think
in the future.
in a way he mentioned social media part of side of things, in those things you just listed, the AI discovery engine
And ads,
and the ads. So if they make those two really work well, then
they will probably fuel the long-term vision for the metaverse.
yes, then I think they also dabbled into generative AI recently. They created an AI that could just the way DALL-E 2. Once you type in a text and it gives you an image. So I can say Bolu sitting in the metaverse to show me something that looks like Bolu
Sitting
in the metaverse, or Bolu sitting in Jupiter, or Bolu fighting Batman, something like that. So they did something similar but for video, 5-second video.
Nice.
So you just type what you want to type, then it generates. So you detect what you want to see and it turns it into a video. So there are lots of possibility with AI. There are lots of possibility with the ads and blah blah blah. But my own concern is this: even if you don't see that this is not viable, the team lead, the product manager, those heads,
You're just trying to fight for these people. They've built their portfolio. You get? If they want to sell what they've done for Facebook anywhere else, they're out cake.
I know they're out cake, but see a funny thing. Someone tweeted something, said, "Oh, those of you who are all those companies telling, X Twitter, X Meta to come and shoot their shot in my DMs, to apply. My DMs are open. I'm willing to hire you guys. Their annual compensation was more than your pre-seed. Not even your pre-seed, your seed round. Imagine someone raising 300,000 seed round or $500,000.
That's like the annual.
That's like the annual compensation for some
that's
top
true.
Meta people.
That's
so
true.
how many companies can afford this Meta and
The
Twitter?
buy
They will
is
just have to
high.
settle.
The buy is high. They have
have-
to settle now. Oh God.
They will have to settle
No.
unless they see another mega tech company that will take them.
How many people can afford them in this current market where people are cost conscious? Okay. All right. So, guys, let's hear a message from the people in our restaurant so that
We will not fight.
no, not so that we not fight. So that
Hi, I'm Abisola Adenoga, the head of business at Techpoint Africa. Did you know that you could present yourself as a reputable brand leader? Did you know that your business can get the limelight it deserves? Now you do. Using Techpoint Africa's marketing tools, we can put you in the faces of a large audience for brand awareness and thought leadership. To do this, reach out to us by sending an email to business@techpoint.africa or click on the link in the description below.
okay, yeah. Whatever happened just now, please bear with us. Whatever happened, I was seeing hand signals, so I started talking. Okay, so this week there's been a very huge drama on the streets of tech. So this is where we come for Bolu and his metaverse
Bolu,
and
I'm
Web3
not coming
people.
for you.
Thank you.
Yes.
I appreciate that.
You're not coming for her. Well, for him.
Yes.
Sorry.
I mean,
You're alone in this.
Sorry. Oh, are you a he, they, them?
I mean, let's not start that.
Okay, so on the streets of Twitter, streets of Facebook, of LinkedIn, everybody is delivering hot takes.
Yeah.
Everybody knows what's really going on. Okay, some people know, but I feel like most people don't really understand what's going on. Most people giving hot takes. So I've not seen any place that genuinely digests what is going on with Binance and FTX. So can you explain it to me like I'm one?
All right. What's going on is actually very simple. So we got news that Binance was about to acquire FTX, basically about to buy FTX, which was very surprising news. Why was this surprising? Surprising because FTX is not as large as Binance, but FTX is an OG in the crypto space. It's one of the fastest growing crypto exchanges, and all of a sudden we are hearing that Binance wants to buy them, and everyone's like, waiting this up. Okay, but yeah, so there's a lot of backstory to it actually, and the reason why it's happening is because there's something called FTX has something called a liquidity crunch. A liquidity crunch is a situation whereby, say for example, you have Piggyvest, right, and everybody on, say 80% of people on Piggyvest decide, I want my money. It's in such situations, it's not always possible that that platform will have enough liquidity to give everybody their money at the same time, and so that was what happened to FTX.
How did it happen?
I'm getting there. So people wanted, there was a withdrawal of about, it started with 4 billion. In a few hours it rose to about $6 billion, and FTX didn't have that kind of money. They didn't have the liquidity for that. So like you asked, how did this happen? Why did it happen suddenly? So you need some backstory to this, right? So Binance used to be an investor in FTX. Then over the years, as FTX grew larger, decided to buy back the equity, from Binance. They paid Binance with BUSD, and then they also paid Binance with something called FTT. FTT is the native token for FTX,
just like BNB.
Exactly.
To Binance.
Exactly. So it's basically like I'm buying, like I want to buy something from Nifemi, and I'm buying it with money that I created by myself. Right, and then she takes it, right. But then recently, Sede, I don't want to attempt to even try and pronounce his name, but he's known popularly as Sede.
Shall I try? Continue.
It's your funeral. So he decided that, I want to sell off this FTT that is with us, that is in our hands right now, which is a massive chunk of FTT. If you are, not even if you are accustomed to the crypto space, if you are accustomed to stock exchange, anything, you know that once there's a massive dump of a particular share,
the value will go down.
Value goes down. So Sede reviewed that, I want to sell this thing off. Huge chunk of it. And, people who are smart and who have sense, people will also decide, we know that, if this guy sells this thing, the FTT I'm holding is about to go to dust. Everybody decided, I'm selling. People that wanted to sell decided to sell. People that were shorting the token started shorting. And that was where the whole wala started. But then there's still some backstory again too. Why did Sede decide he wants to sell this off? It seemed like wickedness, if you think about it.
Business.
It's business.
Well,
but why? Sorry.
It's business.
Continue.
But then there have been some rumors recently that, the CEO of FTX, Sam Fried,
SBF,
has been lobbying government against Binance. Yes. And, some tweets by Sede actually point at that. The tweet he made when he decided that he wanted to sell it, where he said something that sounded like, we are not, let me read out exactly what he said in that Twitter has failed me. I opened this.
The very right thing just opened. Timeline refreshed.
Why?
Should have screenshotted it or something.
Yeah. So, but what he said was, he's deciding to sell, and he said something around people who work against the industry, stuff like that. You see that there's some kind of but it's important that I point out that nothing is for sure. We can only make it's
educated guesses.
Exactly.
Don't say assumptions.
But nothing is sure. But when you think about all these things, you now start to understand these things that are unraveling. So funny enough, Binance can we say started this whole thing, decided that we'll rescue FTX. We'll provide you that liquidity that you want. Say, how much did you say you need? This video. No
Yoruba proverb is coming to mind.
We'll give it to you. And then they issued something called an LOI, letter of intent. Letter of intent, you need to understand that it's not what Elon Musk did with Twitter. It means, we might buy you, but then we need to do some due diligence and know if we really want to do it. So they did their due diligence, and all of a sudden, Binance made a U-turn that will probably become FTX's demise.
Wow.
And the final nail in their
yes, they said,
yeah,
you know what, we will not be going forward. And that was.
But we want to say that the FTT.
Yes. FTT has already lost about 70% of its value already. And another thing that even makes it worse for FTX is most of its collateral is in FTT.
Oh, good.
So it's so surprising because, like I said, FTX is an OG. FTX has been the one bailing people out. The likes of BlockFi. Read about when they bought BlockFi when BlockFi was in trouble, and you will not think that something like this will be happening to FTX. So the crypto market throughout this year has just been full of so many surprises. It has been very surprising. That's pretty much.
How many weeks ago was it that Coinbase was laying off?
It hasn't been that long. And then from the press release that Binance, you see that it's as if Binance is like some those videos, those memes where you see somebody where he tells someone like something terrible happened to you, and the person like, oh no, and then they're laughing. Because when you read the statement, right, as a result of corporate due diligence as well as the latest new reports regarding mishandled customer funds and alleged agency investigations.
Where did this come from?
So there's mishandled customer funds. It's like Binance is like finish. You think yes. So that's just what it looks like to me. That's what it sounds like. But then with the day everything looks CZ also made a tweet where he said that nobody should think that he's happy that this is happening to FTX, that it's important for the
we know.
So it's a very and honestly I feel bad for
FTX. So
and there are a lot of lessons to be learned here because
you want to give us lessons. So
it's important because no matter how big
you're not
too big to fall, especially in the crypto industry, because it is very under-regulated and for good reason. And again, it also points to the fact that with the amount of things that have happened this year alone, the fact that the crypto market is even still existing, it's actually a form of hope for me. It gives me hope that because imagine this was the stock market. We've seen things like this happen to the stock market, especially in 2008 with the entire thing, and then the government had to come to the rescue. The crypto market doesn't have anybody to come to its rescue. So the fact that it's still existing at this point with everything that has happened, maybe this is just like a very important stage for it. Where it has to outgrow some things, and then who is the real ones and who is the fake. So I think I hope you now understand what's going on.
Yeah. So it's a nice. I think this is even the first time I'm fully understanding what really happened. I've been seeing bits and pieces here and there. So yeah, we're going to compile everything together and put as a separate video. Yeah. On distance. So in case you are trying to understand what is going on between Binance and FTX, you have one place to find everything. But the conversation still needs to be had about Web3 and all the bubbles and all the. I mean, recently tweeted something about people are shouting about FTS and FTT. What are the people that are still holding chimpanzees that they bought for $1 million? Or someone who bought Jack Dorsey's first tweet
and then
for $1 million.
They're pricing it for. They even price it for as low as I think $12.
$12. Someone that bought for $1 million. So everything is now blowing up in smoke. So I'm thinking about it, right? When the likes of Facebook and Twitter and all the social media platforms were building what we now know as Web 2, were they shouting Web 2 up and down?
No.
They were just building. But this time around,
This is the age of
Web 3.
This is the age of buzz, the age where you create buzz before you even start building.
Like,
So that
there's
you
no
create an
products.
anticipation.
Yes, and it also brings. We also need to, acknowledge the fact that some people have some OGs have come out to even tell us that Web3 self, people are just deceiving yourself. It's just marketing tactic. Jack Dorsey said it. I think it was last year. That was the end of last year. They said it was a marketing tactic.
Yeah,
it's a buzzword.
marketing and fundraising tactic. I mean, come on. You're
telling me you're creating something that is decentralized, but then there's somebody funding it. So you mean somebody will fund something that they can't control, that they will leave, somebody will fund something for over $300 million.
I'm happy you're thinking like this.
And will say,
Hands
what?
up. Everybody can do what they like.
People, this thing will be controlled by people. Profits will be shared. Just doesn't.
So this whole decentralization talk, right? I think it will either go two ways, right? People get more educated about blockchain and how it works. Not Web3 or blockchain technology. They get more educated about blockchain technology and understand it. Then they run their decentralized activities however they feel like doing that. Or these centralized platforms get regulated and they stop deceiving themselves that they are Web3 and they are decentralized. Because think about it, why does a Binance need to exist? Based on the core value of Bitcoin or the core value of blockchain, taking away demand, taking away that central force that controls everything. Binance is a very, very, very big force right now, right? There is central exchange. Why did a company exist? Why did an FTX exist? It's because individuals were not able to navigate the world of blockchain on their own. They didn't understand it.
Exactly.
They don't know how to create a MetaMask wallet, for example, and send Bitcoin directly to another wallet without a central thing. So the central exchange gives you a little bit of trust. There's a customer care.
Exactly. You have somewhere to run to if something goes
good.
wrong.
But for that kind of thing to exist, then there should be regulation. Because that is why banks are regulated, because banks are holding the money of a lot of people. And that's what's happening with these crypto exchanges. They're holding billions of dollars worth of people's assets.
Yeah. And that brings me to the next lesson that we need to learn from this. So it's important for people to, like, if you are holding any form of cryptocurrency and you're holding it in a central exchange, just always have at the back of your mind that it's not your money. Anything can happen to it at any time.
Any central exchange.
Yes, any central exchange. Just know, because the thing with central exchange, see what's happening with FTX now. They've stopped withdrawals. They possibly can pay. They don't have that liquidity for everybody. So, who has 6 billion? Even billionaires don't have $6 billion lying around. It's not. So the best thing is find a non-custodial wallet. A non-custodial wallet is a wallet that is not tied to. That is not. Should I say not owned by anybody? Like, it's not a Binance. It's not FTX. It's just a wallet on the blockchain that is for you. You have the private key. There's a saying in crypto that not my private key, not my coins. If the private key is not yours, it's not, because the thing with those central exchanges is that they own that private key. The private key is with them. They are the ones securing it for you. So just get a non-custodial wallet. Hold your own private key. Put it in a safe. Put it somewhere. And when I'm starting to sound really well, people are starting wondering which one is private key again. Private key is just like
it's not like
a way you can get into that wallet.
That wallet. Just
a key. Just see it as a normal key. But it's not physical keys. It can be like a string of letters that you can use. Just print it out. Put it in your safe.
Like a safe deposit box.
Exactly. Or you can even use offline wallets. There are offline wallets. There's one called Ledger. It's like a USB. It's like a flash drive. You can have that. Put it around your neck. Just have it like a normal.
Your life.
No one will know it's your crypto wallet. So always have an alternative. Anything can happen to the central. Even the Binance that are saying.
They are forming Jagaban right now.
Anything can. I mean, FTX is one of the fastest growing
crypto exchanges. SBF, the founder SBF was
it's worth $32 billion for kind of. And this is
just a week. Is it up to a week? Sir?
Is it up to a week?
The conversation was a week. Like I saw the Twitter like yesterday or this morning. Somebody spoke to me and we decided to acquire it. I'm like, does that kind of conversation happen overnight?
This morning.
Like.
Oh man, it's a really interesting turnaround of things, and if you really want to understand what's going on in the financial sector and build wealth before retirement, you want to get more insights like what Boli just mentioned now, like avoiding central exchanges, especially if you want to keep your assets long term.
Yeah. So
all these things, how these financial technologies can improve your life, can help you build wealth for retirement. You don't want to say, oh, let's say you've worked with your company for years and you say, let me go, and it's that time that FTX decided to crash. That could have happened to someone actually. Someone that have saved up their money
retirement funds
in FTX and say, oh, let me retire in 2022. Then I see that tweet from Binance. I can imagine a lot of things
before it's time.
Yeah, so please come to fintech.techpoint.africa, register, and make a date with us at 4 Points by Sheraton on November 26th. We're going to be exploring financial technologies. Well, maybe not blockchain, but finance, anytime people are shouting blockchain, that is still finance people are doing. I've not seen any reasonable thing.
Don't worry.
Sorry,
I'll show you something.
For me.
I'll show you something.
Yeah.
Something very
okay, don't disappoint me, Sha. No problem. So yeah, please make it a date with us. The hackathon has already started. Am I right? Yeah. So yeah, the hackathon has started, and okay, yes, please, guys, we've sent out the notifications for the Techpoint Fintech TFS hackathon. Yeah, the Techpoint Fintech Summit hackathon, and check your emails. If you made it, you would know. If you didn't make it, you would also know. But yes, just check your emails, and people have already started building. Yes, that's what's going on, and an MVP will be ready as soon as possible. So yes, let's make it a date, November 26th. Don't forget that date. But let us round up with Twitter drama.
I think we should ask how many minutes we have, because you can drag this for long.
How many minutes do we have left? Okay, so there's no point to even be asking. Okay. So Twitter blew.
There are a lot of
I woke up this morning
in the past 2 weeks that Elon Musk acquired Twitter. We've had enough drama to last us a year. Like every day. Okay, then it was Twitter blue will be $20. Okay, it's changed to $80. Jale. I still saw somebody that bought who tweeted that he got his Twitter blue for $6 and many cents. Yes, because he had a conversation with Elon Musk on Twitter.
So they're now pricing it.
No, it's the customer care now. So you reach out to customer care when
it's funny because there are a lot of things going on. Then that one was there. Then there's another tick that came to show that if you official tick,
if you're an OG verified person,
yes, it shows that, so that they will not say you bought your own blue tick. Then we woke up again and the official tick is gone.
They didn't even spend up to 2 hours before they removed it.
Then so there are a lot of things going on, but the most most recent and probably the most devastating one is the layoff, unceremonious layoff, I would say, that's happened.
It was not as nice as
Yes, and not as that as Meta or Stripe soon. It's unceremonious. It just happened, and people just got to know that you are no longer a Twitter employee. Now it's gone from Jack's Twitter to Musk's Twitter, and things they occur inside Musk's Twitter. the thing that face where the owner of a business is the one responding to anybody that mentions his name on Twitter. Like, you just see random people talking about Twitter, and Elon Musk will be under that tweet commenting. What is going on?
Yeah, well, it's all fun and games, but I'm sure it's not fun and games for the Twitter employees in Ghana.
It is not, and there are employees from across the world, Ireland. I think I saw two of them that actually have a lot of employees from those countries that got laid off. And yes, Ghana, right? It was it not last year April when we got the news that Ghana Twitter opens in Ghana, and it was all nice. It's a good news that eventually Twitter came to Africa. It's in Africa, even though it's not in Nigeria. I know the controversies around that, because some of the rules were actually for Nigerians. Yeah. Yes, but yes, work started then, but they've all been working remotely up until last week when they resumed in a physical office. And 3 days after resumption, Musk struck. Said we are shutting down
the entire office.
No severance from what was revealed from the reports that went out, because I don't know why. I don't know, because I tried to reach out and get if this was done properly, if the layoff was done properly, which is like the proper thing to do for somebody to have spent like over 1 year of their lives with you. They deserve some kind of compensation, right? You just don't wake up, like you should even give them notice before you just say it, we are done. Like the emails does not even carry their names. It's not addressed to them.
Idea.
Yes, it just be like idea or hello with exclamation mark, collect your own. So it's like a mass thing. Just BCC everybody get out. It's not very nice.
Yeah, you reached out to any of the employees?
I reached out to 3 of them, like 3 of the major employees in Ghana, but only one responded and said you can't comment on it for now, which probably is an NDA thing or the person is still grieving. One of the two. But
okay.
It's sad. It's sad. I feel people should be human enough, and an HR professional mentioned the fact that when you do this kind of layoffs, it will have an effect on your brand, on the company's brand, which is why we are discussing it today. Because when you want to put it on a scale, Meta trumped what Twitter did. What Mark did with Meta trumped what Elon Musk is doing with Twitter now.
Yeah, even though Meta even lead more people.
Exactly.
Still, their layoff is even
still humane, like Femi was saying. And another point with this whole verification thing that I think we should mention before we go is the fact that just bring your $8. That is the.
I'm tempted to do that.
Just bring your. You can't do it yet. It's just iOS users that can do it.
I'm not in Nigeria yet.
Oh, in Nigeria.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even available in Nigeria yet.
Canada.
Okay, so but the issue now is just $8. There's no even ID verification.
Anybody, as long as you have it.
Just bring your $8. Just it's like you're going to Bender Select at Beggar or Ushodi. Just bring your 500 naira and you get.
When it comes to tackling, it's $.
Pay. Be like,
okay.
now you are done. Pay
$8. Okay, so but it's very crazy because it feels like just anybody can get verified. They're using Apple, and the Apple's payment system. Apple is collecting I believe Apple is collecting a percentage of that, about 30% on each payment. But someone did something, he created a fake this thing and bought verification for someone and Apple did not even verify, and hope we don't, because if Twitter is leaving the burden of verification to Apple and Google because they will eventually come to Android, obviously, but if it's leaving the burden on verification on those two guys, I think Twitter will face a lot of issues, because those two guys, I'm 99% sure that they are also facing their own issues with identity theft and fraud and all of that.
Yes.
Then you now carry that to Twitter. People, because how many people will even check the blue check mark to see if it's someone that paid for Twitter Blue or someone that was an OG verified person? So it's people, anybody can just get verified now on Twitter.
It's really
And
ironic.
scams,
Ironic,
fraud,
Yeah, because
anything.
it's kind of like what some of the arguments Elon Musk made before the whole Twitter this thing went down, when he wanted to back out of the deal. I was saying there were a lot of bots and stuff, but now I can easily create.
But he said if you are caught, you'll be banned
For life
for life.
or something.
But from what we've seen so far and the way they've been going about,
Especially when their
almost
their
zero
work
verification.
workforce is now halved. People that are doing verification will be lesser.
Yo, know what? So
Exactly.
yeah, I don't know how they are treating this whole verification thing after the fact. After someone has done it, then in after someone has impersonated someone.
What about
After
the
the
or
damage
the
has been
After the
that's
harm,
been
so
done?
it's easy if someone impersonates Cristiano Ronaldo and you ban that person. But what of someone who is not as popular as Cristiano Ronaldo,
Like
but
me
is not
So
stupid,
you have some money in your account.
but it's someone that is equally important.
And
For
they use
instance,
social engineering.
the CEO of Sterling Bank, for instance, is on Twitter. He doesn't have as much followers as many of the Twitter people, but he's a very important person. Imagine someone impersonates him
Without putting parody.
without putting parody. How will Twitter find that out? They will only find out after it has happened. Now imagine what happens when you impersonate the CEO of one of the
Nigeria's
biggest
bank.
banks in Nigeria. Anyway,
God help us on that.
yeah, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. And please come to the Fintech Summit to come and learn about a lot of things, finance and financial. Please. Fintech.techpoint.africa. So
Let's acknowledge some of these comments. Some of
Okay.
the comments we got under our YouTube videos. So I'm looking for it. I'll soon find it. Almost
I
there.
thought Gracious sent it.
Yes, she did.
Yeah.
But we cannot
Nice-
leave here
nice
without
comments,
acknowledging them.
Actually, yeah. Bruno says, "Love this video version as well. Keep it going." Thank you so
Thank you very
Thank you.
much.
Please,
Bruno.
if you have any suggestions for how we can improve this, please let us know, and we'll be fine.
much. Yeah.
Someone is saying they're trying to beat the inflation of the future with the double price. What is the person referring to? It's one of the stories from last week.
Yeah, probably.
A comment on the comment. What was my comment?
CBN, debit card and the new Naira stuff. So you made a comment about your previous post on it
Yeah.
last week. So this person is commenting on the comment you made.
Interesting. Well, okay. I would actually like more context on the double price the person is referring to. But yeah, the whole CBN thing has been. It's the Naira could eventually stabilize. It's possible. People will be looking for how to keep their money, but I'm feeling like it might blow up in our faces if this is not careful. There might be a lot of money in circulation. And once that happens, that's inflation. There's no two ways about that. And it happened that a lot of people, instead of carrying their money to the bank, were carrying it to the BDX, the Bureau de Change, and exchanging Naira for dollars. So they were betting
Even at a higher
higher
rate.
rate. So the Naira kept falling. But I think it has recovered. It gained like 30 Naira or something over the past few days.
Well,
Gain, but
Are we screwed?
no worry. I don't even want to. I don't want to think about the CBN today. Let's deal with the Elon Musks of this world and let's. So guys, those of us listening, those of us watching, thank you so much for being with us throughout all our bands, throughout all the digressions. Thank you very, very much. And if you found this insightful and helpful, please share and share, subscribe, like with your friends, well wishers, your enemies. So if you're watching us on Instagram, on TikTok, and of course on YouTube, please just subscribe, share, like I've said. And for those of us who have been with us from the very, very beginning, when we just started, the audio guys, please, where can they find us?
All right, you can find us on Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, Spotify, Hi-Hat Radio, and anywhere else you get your podcast.
All right, people. So see you next week, and
Bye.
bye-bye.